are breaking ground on something that is long overdue as it relates to providing our New Orleans Police Department with the tools and resources that it truly needs to ensure that our training continues to be second to none in the United States of America. We know that this facility was built in 1987. We also know that it has not been functional since prior to Hurricane Katrina. I learned when I was on the New Orleans City Council and really listening to officers talk about firearm training and where they had to go to get it. That stuck with me, and of course, in this position as mayor of the city of New Orleans, this became a top priority, as the New Orleans Police Department and our public safety team is a priority for me across the board. That's why you see even our Chief Nelson in terms of fire, who has joined with us, because we're focusing on a holistic and a comprehensive approach to ensuring, again, that we're moving in the 21st century, but with the tools, resources, and technology that really speaks to the training that we want to provide, and we want it to be provided in Orleans Parish. I'm so excited about the focus here, and as our SWAT and SOD Morrell walked us through, who's overseeing this project for Chief Ferguson, hearing him talk about it, this was monumental, because coming in here and making the decision to ensure that resources were placed and looking at this as low-hanging fruit and understanding why it had not been activated in so long, it was just a no-brainer. Spend the money, allocate the money, because it is a force multiplier when it comes to retaining our officers as well as growing our force. So with that, I want to say thank you to Chief Ferguson for leaning in very early on after being appointed as superintendent, as making this a priority, again, focusing on providing the best training possible for our officers and in our own city. Also, our Commissioner Stevens, you listened very closely when I said, let's get it done. And also Ramsey Green, the Deputy CEO of Infrastructure, Vincent Smith over Capital Projects, and our project manager, Mr. Vallejo. You get me straight on that, Robert. But I'm just so pleased that we continue to make progress, and we're going to deliver this site to our officers within the first quarter of 2022. So 180 days from now, we should be cutting that ribbon, and this is truly first class 21st century that we're providing, and a hybrid, both indoor, outdoor is what I'm understanding. We're going to hear even more from Chief Ferguson as he celebrates this tremendous groundbreaking to continue to lead and move our police department into the future. Chief Ferguson?
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. I have to say again, thank you for your commitment, for your dedication, not just to public safety, but to the New Orleans Police Department in its entirety. This is a monumental day. I remember being here over 20 years ago as a recruit coming through the academy, and it was a badge of honor to walk into your own establishment, your own resource, your own facility, and say, hey, this is our range. And we were proud of that. And of course, just before Katrina, we were unable to do so any longer. We had some impediments, some difficulties with regards to continuing our training here. We had to travel over across the lake to Slidell, to St. Tammany Parish, to Plaquemines Parish, and various other locations to complete our training. And to this date, we're still doing just that. So it has become cost prohibitive, as well as it has become an impediment with regards to time consumption. So we approached the mayor, myself, along with Commissioner Stevens, in asking that we continue to stay the course. And she stayed true to just that, her commitment to providing the best resources for public safety, the best resources for the New Orleans Police Department. I want to thank everyone up here. The mayor already said all of the names that had a major impact in this. I want to add to that our academy staff, who played a major role in working with Sergeant Ty Morrell on a daily basis to ensure that we have done our due diligence to make sure that this is a facility that is 100% safe while also environmentally conscious. You know, we will be shooting into grinded up tires that will be recycled, and periodically we will be pulling out the lead and everything else that we need to, casings, to ensure that this is a safe environment. This is a two-part range. One part is a training, scenario-based training facility that we can actually drive a vehicle into this facility and do our due diligence in training our officers with the best practices of constitutional policing. The other side is a downrange target shooting. And we are so proud to be able to say that now we have our own. And I know this plays a major role in recruitment. This will play a major role in retention. And last but not least, in morale. So again, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, everyone, for making this day a success.
Thank you so much, Chief. Thank you so much, Chief. And I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Colonel Terry Everett, who is our Director of Public Safety and Homeland Security, by just making sure that we got this done, recognizing it as a priority for all of the reasons mentioned by Chief Ferguson. I would like to ask Mr. Ramsey Green to come forth, if you will, and then we'll hear also a little bit more. We'll hear from our councilman, who is our chairman of the Criminal Justice Committee, as well as Melanie Talia with the New Orleans Police Foundation. Ramsey?
Thank you so much, Mayor. This is an exciting day. This is a $3.5 million bond-funded project to kick off the NOPD training project. This is an important moment because yesterday the mayor presented a capital budget and the operating budget to the city council. Included in there is an unprecedented $379 million in bond funds, the largest one-time new money bond appropriation in the city's history. So, you know, when we do things like this is $3.5 million of that kind of money. Multiply that by up to $379 million, we're making differences throughout this entire city. Right here in New Orleans East, that benefits the entire city through public safety, including public safety vehicles, infrastructure vehicles, stormwater management, new streets. We're doing a tremendous amount of infrastructure work in this city to the tune of about $2 million being spent every single day of the year. That is a huge amount of work. We're learning from every project. We're getting better at doing this work, but it's unprecedented. We appreciate the public's patience while we do this kind of work. And to the men and women of the New Orleans Police Department, to the men and women of the Fire Department, to EMS, to all the men and women of the city, we're building these things for you, so you can better serve our residents. And our residents, we're doing this stuff so you can have a better experience living right here in New Orleans. Huge thanks to Mr. Vince Smith, the Capital Projects Administration Director, and Robert Vallejo, who is the project manager for this project. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ramsey. Councilman?
Good morning. First of all, let me say thank you to all who played a role in this. The truth is that we have an excellent police force, but we can always get better, and having our own training facility will only help to enhance the proficiency of our officers. We intend to keep our citizens safe. This will help us to get to that, and this state-of-the-art facility will help make what I believe is one of the best police departments on the planet be the best. I also want to say thank you to all of those adjacent municipalities that allowed us to utilize their facilities while we didn't have one, so we really appreciate your cooperativeness in this endeavor. But let me tell y'all, God bless the child who got his own. So I'm really excited about the fact that we now have our own. We will be able to do what we need to do in-house, and making sure that we have the resources necessary to help with retention and training is going to enhance our ability to keep every one of our citizens safe. So with that, thank you all.
Thank you very much. Melanie, anything to share?
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
At the Police and Justice Foundation, we have an unwavering commitment to training, both academic and tactical. This groundbreaking represents that commitment by the foundation, that commitment by Mayor Cantrell, and that commitment by Superintendent Ferguson. It's a commitment to delivering 21st century policing, but without sacrificing constitutional protections. It is a commitment to making certain that our officers have the moral courage and discipline to make the right decision in very, very difficult situations. And it is a commitment to ensuring that our officers have the skills required to protect and serve everyone who lives in New Orleans, everyone who works in New Orleans, and everyone who visits New Orleans. And we are so proud and pleased to have played a role in making this come to fruition today. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie. Very well stated. Any closing remarks, Colonel? Before we break this ground.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to repeat, our goal and the mayor's goal and everybody standing before you is to ensure that we've got the best equipped, best led, and best trained police department in the United States of America. And this facility is a necessity if we're going to achieve that goal. And so it's a tremendous day. It's been a long time coming, but it is something that we can all look at with great pride. And as the superintendent said, this affects internal morale, external recognition, and will help us in the whole recruiting and retention business. This is a very, very important day, and it's a long time here, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Colonel. We're going to go break some ground. Come on, you all. Dirt. You see, here, can you get Morale?
Half wind and that's what they throw. Mud coming back in that bay on this way and hit each other. About this tower in the storm going down on top of the building.